this one for courage, and he will rise to it, though not in the same way as those who came before him. The power of the Triforce will save Link from falling to the twilight. It will change him into a divine beast that can freely walk through shadow. Though he treads the way he still draws her up. This whole affair is watching the light of the not falling on him.
Yeesh. Nice, it works. Okay, good. There's gonna be a boss nearby. Okay, that's good. Nope, no stack, no stick America. Good. And there was also no level forward. Like, most of these are gonna have something in the background say, hey, use it twice. I'm gonna do some enemies, because, again, every single item should be hidden. See, with the shield healing me and the talisman healing my mana, this is very good. Priorities is lighting these dark tunnels. How? I don't know. Good. Boom. By the way, this is POD. Payable of Death. And this song was in Little Nicky. It's quite an old song. Sorry, my daughter. What you gonna do about it? So pay attention to the ground. Aha. I did that, so I remember a little bit. We're looking for the lever, because that darkness isn't good. This is how I'm gonna fall into the holes. We do have the talisman, but it's not enough. Yeesh. Good. Good. Good and good. Okay. Boom. Boom. Again, I don't know where they are, so it's a bit harder. And these guys can almost kill me. We're missing some stuff from there. So this is an imp. And yes, it shoots fireball. Yeah. However, guess what? I know you are. I know how you work. And guess what? I beat this once before. I can beat it again. Damn, dude. How hard was that? I know what you're saying. Oh no, Ink, you died. Yes, my friend, we died. But in death, life. You see America. Good. 53, 45. Now's not the time, bro. But this is the guy that's supposed to repair my phone, so this is good news. He possibly fixed my phone. I'm gonna have my third phone, guys. This is huge. Nice. The good news is there you go. Great.
And once again, Link takes the form of the divine beast, and then takes responsibility back, leaving behind the shadowy state that she hadn't taken the light world. Just within the wall, they come across Talon's play sword. Link will be able to track the kid off the scent left on it. He can't be too much farther away. And with him will certainly be the other children. After Talon
Nice.
the bridge and fighting off Twilight beasts, they finally make it to a closed-off gate, and just beyond that is a place called Kakariko Village. There's signs of civilization, but the village has seen better days. There are monsters all about the small town. The Light Spirit Elden calls to them early in their exploration and requests
Big Mouth Imp Ashes. Kind of like a cool place to have it. However, oh, thank God. Thank God. stuff.
Even higher into the mountains, where people call the Goron Rock, trouble seems to be brewing. They've shut down the path up the mountain outside. There are small, constant eruptions, and monsters are covered corruption as well. These might be the legendary Elden is the Aberdefic storm, though. Finally managing
Good, good, good.
form.
I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the boss.
The lands of Oron. But something has happened there.
Whew.
Elden tasks Link with going up
Now, I don't remember what boss it is,
and they will find what they seek.
but that was a shit show of a dungeon. Sorry, Elder Inquisitor. Oh, I remember this guy. I remember this guy. Funny thing is, we used his sphere to be the Elden Lord in the game. Because what I did before is I destroyed the. I started playing the DLC before. Boom, 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 boom. Once again, super simple. Use the spellcaster. The second you come at him with it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. That was harder. I still have a lot to do. I still have a shit ton of to do. The okay, that was good. That was actually pretty good. 5909. 5909.
The children need to be taken back home eventually, but with the state
We still have Midra. We still have freaking the goddess of Wrath. We still have Mesmer. And that's pretty much it. If I'm not wrong. Do 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 do.
of the mountain and the troubles with the Goron, Renata himself cannot do this, and Link doesn't have the means
Boom. Still got me once. This is. I think he fixed my phone. I hope he fixed my phone because you were supposed to do this.
But just before departure, a familiar call echoes down the abandoned street. A horse in distress. Would you believe it? The Poe finally resurfacing after all this time, and with a few bullets on her back, causing her to run in fear. She manages to lose them and gain a Link, but it takes some wrangling to get her under control. The whole affair must have been terribly traumatizing for the poor girl. But when she calls and she realizes who her passenger is, the two fall in line to venture together. With Epona at his side, Link can now cover the fields of Hyrule much, much faster. Her arrival was right on time too. They need to get back to Orden. There's no time to waste. The spirit of the adults and parents back in the village immediately rise with Link's brief return and knew that the children were all right. Life has returned to this place, even if they're not quite home yet.
Doo-doo.
And the mayor himself agrees to teach Link a few little secrets about handling the Goron. The first is sumo weapons. Sumo wrestling? Sumo wrestling. Both
Yes.
ins and outs of grappling and throwing martial art.
113.
Really does have some practical use. But Mayor Bo also had an ace in the hole for handling the Goron. A pair of iron boots. Link used guy compared to the He'll need something extra to keep him at it. It helps. Now he'll need
I met those guys before in the very first area. Nice. Let's find his friend. Nice. He still have a weapon that's gonna give him amazing. It's his hero bleed. Good. You gotta finish him first. They're using item way before. Ay ay ay. Could have killed him. Nice. This is really tough.
He is the most powerful Goron that Link has wrestled so far, in fact. It takes a few tries to do it. Admittedly, Link gets stomped a few times. But after he proves that he does have the power to face and defeat the Elder, Master just conceded to him. And equally as important,
55.
the mountain has been erupting non-stop. The Gorons have a treasure that they protect, given to them by the light spirits, which can only mean the fused shadow that Midna seeks. Their leader Dardus and the tribe elders went into the mountain to seek it out when Hyrule's
Oh, 4?
began to fall. Dardus touched the fused shadow and he turned into a hideous, violent beast. His rampage through the
Should be okay.
mountain even worse, so they chained him up and sealed him away. The other three elders are still someplace in the mountain, each holding a key to where Dardus
It's 4:15, not 3:55. My apologies.
collect the key parts from each of the elders and stop whatever evil has taken hold of Dardus. Well, this place is a hot death trap, isn't it? The mind for that trap is as confusing as possible. That's the sacred mountain for Gorons.
We did use a ooh. Ugh. Nice. One. Tough. Boom. Boom. Good. That was tough. Even with the broken rune, that was really tough.
She opens the way out of the mountain, just as Dardus regains control over himself. Now free from the effects of the fused shadow, Dardus is full self again. He doesn't really remember how he got here or what happened. He's not terribly responsive to Link's approach.
And this is the essential wood.
Time for Midna and Link to get rid of it. 2 pieces collected, 1 more to go. The restored light spirit Elden
It awaits inside.
in need of aid at the location of the last fused shadow. They must go north to the land guarded by the Nehru. They can offer no more insight or guidance on that, but really.
Okay, so now the question is
Ask Link to find Ilia. She's out there somewhere, and she can
slack 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 15. 16 is great. Shadow keep. Guys, I cannot believe it. We're super close to the end. Well, the problem is I don't know where it is. Are you the one? Yes. Shortage, something happening farther up north. Do, do,
The local council
do.
was over the crowds, and a Zora child was found near the city, taken to a bar on the other side of it. Since there's not a whole lot else to do with the way things are,
See, how am I supposed to believe this account?
Elden Place. It's located down an alleyway, down some stairs, kind of a shady part of town. But inside is a warm atmosphere. And would you believe it? Ilya is here. Though she can't speak to Twilight, it's such a relief to know that she's alive and well. She
Betrayal and sacrifice, but I've never been this worried about Jax. Tara's dead.
hasn't arrived yet, and the two are sharing a conversation about how this kid
Nice.
could have ended up here so far from home. The soldiers in the back of the room are
La 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 la.
the citizens of the city have no contact.
08. Oh oh.
The neighbor will be able to tell them more about the new shadow and possibly more. They suggested a water shortage next to this. So whenever the next stop, turn southwest and get again.
Good.
The lake bed is practically dried up. This is a situation far more dire than those in Hyrule Castle probably realize. The bridge crossing the lake is in severe decline. It doesn't even have legs anymore. The link and segments are partway across it. A twilight
Fortuny.
pool of oil covering the entirety of the bridge. They were prepared for someone to come this way.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
They don't know what's causing it. But they can't get back there with no river to swim on.
Okay, so you have to do this, I
They can't
guess.
just walk back the way things are. To further complicate the problem, Link and Finna can't reach the shrine of the
So this is what we did.
Lake bed being dry means that
However, this is what we need to do. I'm guessing.
it thinks that's what the Zora were talking about. If it's
Nice.
it requires
And this is the level up.
to get to the territory,
If you go down, you would find the depth, you would find the
then they find
find everything. Oh fuck!
Hyrule has completely
Remember correctly, there's a.
exact predicament. Funny how it lets you keep this way. So what is this hero going here? Because
It's right here.
of the Zora people are
This is super important
things that make it look as though they were trying to make it the surface.
because there is a.
They're trying to get to the top.
You guys remember the Shadow Keep? The first bosses we found.
Well, they were just
There's a guy like that who's gonna give you
Finna can act as a teleporter of sorts.
a fragment. Cattle tree fragment.
Hot boulder, and Finna plays out some of her useful magic again, teleporting it straight into the heart of the Zora's domain. Hopefully that hot rock didn't hit any of the Zora trapped in the ice. It just kind of free falls into it and immediately shatters through. But that was difficult because the river started flowing again. And for now, there's still the chance that whatever grows
Good.
but in this moment, the water is freely flowing and the spirit forms of the Zora are rising to the surface. There are survivors. They're in pain, children through the experience, Zora is sick, but they're
Good.
in time, hopefully they'll be alright. With the water level, they get back to Lake Hylia and into the shrine of the light spirit. Before the two years away, something called to them, a tall working creature in the she is the teller, and she was one of them. The twilight fell over her knees, and speaks in every rapid flowing away, simply becoming onslaught. The princess used the Hyrule Castle to warn Zelda of what was taking place, but eventually decided to overrun their home, publicly executed and now
Boom. Boom.
something that will allow him to swim endlessly into these waters. One request in a fairy tale. They know just where that boy is too, at Telmifari City. First though, Link needs to get his human form back, which means putting Lanera back together. The clock is ticking, hero. Back to Lake Hylia. Footprint City is Texas. Sophie just moved you from Boston. Hi, girl. New girl.
Okay. Dry leaf seal. Dry leaf seal is one of those seal,
They go. The light spirit of the native is the point is like
and it makes a dry leaf attack stronger.
Find all the gears scattered
Or
about
spell.
by twilight insects, fill the vessel and reform Lanera. Then banish Twilight in its region. This gear collecting process is rather arduous and painful. It's regular don't be sticky. And the last one is in the custody of a bug that's way larger than the ones before. Ooh, it's gross. It's so gross. A massive pulsating blood spit. All that trouble to squash the pest.
Good.
During those intense times of conflict, even those it was making closer to the evil power of the Triforce. Even like Elden, even people like it was true in our time, and the interlopers were some of the most vile and devious. The command of the gods is sealed it all away. The actions of Blake through the shadows, the interlopers safe in Hyrule. And the name of warns Link, those who do not know the danger of wielding power will, before long, be ruled by it. It was a hard thing to witness to experience the Then ended the secret of my law, and made the discovery of it. The old power of Triforce emerged, and soon within his influence the shadow.
Ooh, let's go.
The next couple is within the way, as I can scan out the chest. These are such students that traverse the depths, and now that the water supply is restored and Twilight vanished,
Okay, that's good.
walk into the city to conduct a proper investigation.
Slack.
He knows where the boy is, and trying to visit Thomas Bar. Even though he arrives at night, the city is nice. It's peaceful now. Water freely flows to the mountain. There are no water rationing lines, and it's kind of nice to be around people again. In Talbot's bar, a divinely undeveloped old man is suspected the Zora boy in the darkness, apparently. But he hugs off after he claims that it's beyond his expertise. Like he didn't even try to help the boy.
Good.
Ilya finally sees the kid, but she doesn't recognize him. His presence doesn't seem to be anything to her. She goes back to sitting beside that Zora boy and talks to the bar owner. Talbot mentions that she knows a certain shaman in Paprika village, Renato, and that he might have the ability to help the boy. So the soldiers at the back of the room volunteer to heroically help them reach the village, but once Talbot has playfully laid them to the high school field, they instead leave the bar. Link is clearly a fighter in the traveler though, so maybe he can escort their car to Paprika. Talbot is devilishly observant.
Okay, I'm not sure. This does seem to be the safest way.
Not even her own name. She found Prince Ralph on the road, and Talbot took the code in. That's really all she knows. Right over the board, they get loaded up and ready for the trip. There's not a lot of time left for the Zora boy, so they really can't afford to wait. To reach the village, they have to cross the English territory, and the kid Bullwhip is back, patrolling a major bridge that Elden needs to use. It's another round of jousting.
There you go.
Maybe just a rematch. This time, they have a bow and arrow, and while he
No.
Link lights him up, brutally landing long-distance shots against him, and once again, sends the king flying off the bridge into the darkness below.
Shit.
There's still a long way to go, and the path is littered with smaller bullets that have their own bows and arrows, and fire. It's a long stretch of road, protecting the wagon, putting out fires, killing combatants along the way, and opening gates blocking their path. They reach the safety of Kakariko village deep into the night. The wagon made it through the trek. Everyone is safe and sound.
Safe and sound.
Renato is indeed able to take care of Prince Wallace, who constantly asks about his mother once he's settled in. The boy doesn't yet know that his mother was killed by creatures of twilight, and Ilya's memory loss is
Shedinja.
both Wallace and Ilya will have a safe place to rest now, and I expect people will take care of
Shift time.
Zelda approaches Link and tells him that she's worried. She is interested in such a venture, which he totally is, and she stopped by back at her bar in the city casino. She would love to have him join her. Once alone, the spirit of Queen
It's Cheetos jalapeno. My favorite. Mmm. Goody. Mmm. We know what to go at least.
Darkness that would loom within. Monsters have overlapped. Link blasts his way in, probably to the absolute forward of the Zora guard standing there, and begins to delve into this god-awful place.
And take your time.
The goddesses of Hyrule have surely blessed Link with a boundless pool of patience and unlike Death Mountain, this is a pure test of focus. The very foundation of this place rotates as a giant puzzle. The mechanisms hidden all throughout the many tiers of it require activation before he can to find more nooks and crannies that lead forward. For hours, days, possibly, the two sides of the temple, backtrack, unbacktrack.
Oh, 400,000.
Making weird jumps. I mean, they do find a very cool tool eventually, the claw shot. It does help in speeding up the process of getting around and opening up pathways. But after hours of pain and confusion, finally, Link and Midna make it to the heart of the tunnel. And it's in the custody of the made of tentacles at the bottom of a very deep, water-filled pit. This is Morpheo, and at first it looks like nothing but a giant mouth and party-time tentacles. It's very aggressive and impossible to approach in melee range. Link needs to lay himself down to use the claw shot to pull Morpheo's eye out of its body to inflict damage with the sword. But Morpheo will release mighty bombfish into the arena as defense against this creature attacking it. After several hits to the eyeball, Morpheo has finally come to the cave and pulls the rest of its body out and out and out of the sand, revealing a grossly eel-like creature that now swims up through the pit. Link's saving grace here is that it's slow. It's easy to target. It can be pursued through the water if he plans his course carefully. If he can grapple close, he can
That means what?
over and over, chases it down and runs his sword into its skull. Eventually, the blinded and wounded creature has had enough. It swims half-heartedly around until it runs its face into a wall and sinks to the floor. Morpheo is dead. Its demise means Link and Midna can finally take the final piece of the fused shadow. This time, though, Midna is apologetic for all that she's put Link through to get here. It was necessary to gain the power they need to advance, but it's time to go home. They have kingdom to save. Outside the room, Link has a moment to
2000.
Because of course he would. Their movement across Hyrule has been profound and noisy, and it is there with the twilight and Lene becomes Link and Midna and Sans easily crushes the creature, and with the fall of the returns. And Midna can't just hide and make shadows here. Zant can find her movement and takes the Midna the shadow, tosses it aside like trash after Midna accuses him of old magic used with the blow. But in actuality, Zant's power is very different from Kendrick's. She has the aspects of the Triforce, but Midna cannot understand. Zant pulls from the twilight a sphere, a conjuring of the sword that directed towards Midna. In a moment of snap judgment, Link takes a lunge at it, only for Zant to catch him in the air and direct the attack right towards his face. What embeds into him is a shadow crystal, something that will prevent Link from leaving his twilight form as a wolf. This is the perfect chance for Link to play the mind games with the Twilight Princess.
One.
harsh and bright world. Her unwillingness to cooperate is unfortunate, so, as punishment, Zen restores Lenegu and bathes Megna in a light before the killing blow can be delivered. Lenegu takes both of them away from the place, out from the fields of Hyrule, away from Zen. So much damage was done to Megna, though, and she's in the world of light now. Lenegu tells him he must go to the tower. He must return to Princess Zelda.
I'm dumb. I'm dumb.
And Megna doesn't have long.
Having overdose of Elden Ring. Tomorrow we can finish the game tomorrow.
When Zan had them in his grasp, it wasn't the sacred beast that he targeted. It was her. She's everything that he is. As the rightful ruler of the Twilight Realm, she possesses power that he has never turned. Their own home, the light spirit that they told him to seek out Zelda once again. Zelda herself had told him that he conquered the rage, that her father had secret passage into the castle, and his current form was only being shunned by any humans who came across. Understandably so. He looks like a wild animal. Under the cover of night, he sneaks into
That was delicious.
outside of Cover's bar, a cat catches his attention. It's a bar cat named Ruby, and it recognizes him, so it wasn't him. Ruby's dive moving above the bar into the old waterway that was getting back into Hyrule Castle. It's clearly been years and years since he's this way. The path is poorly safe, and the cars bounded in rats, but it's their best way back to the castle. It turns out to be a very long trek, and with Midna in this desperately injured state, every minute counts. He has to fight his way up the path with Midna on his back, adding to the difficulty of it. He gets her to the top of the tower as fast as possible, back to the makeshift prison of Princess Zelda. She is here, yet she appears behind them after a few moments. Midna asks the princess to instead heal me from his curse, untrap him from this form, because he's one of them. Zelda asks him to feel the now, if something truly is, and while she cannot understand everything comes in silence. She tells him to go to the sacred grove deep within the forest woods to find the sacred blade known as the Master Sword, an ancient weapon that evil cannot touch. It will cleave the darkness shrouding him and turn him to his As for Midna, she did not escape. She was left to die in the light. The dying princess asks him if he can make it to the woods on his own. Can he find his own way now? And she asks Zelda to tell him where to find the miracle of the bridge between their worlds. Zelda had suspicions about Midna, who she was, but Midna realized that she was her Twilight firmly up to her. And Zelda knows exactly
Nice.
what Midna brings the money to comfort Zelda, who sees the need of her innocence as the cause of all the suffering. She will not allow him to die here. Zelda casts her power and soul into the world. Without one gun, she doesn't care for what's ahead. No trace of her left behind, which begs the question, where did the Zelda die?
I died.
A wall of twilight developed behind them. This is what the never hoped to find out. They will meet every castle.
I died.
Off the barricade, this child will take the road and enter sword. Way back is familiar with the duo. They've walked this path a few times already. Before the forest temple, they find that same monkey again. The one that felt was evil, and that later the forest temple. In his one form, Link didn't talk to her now. After saving her from a baddies, she tells Link about a lovely wooded area on the other side of the hill, a whole different section of the forest to explore. Together they've all been crossed. They conquer a simple series of obstacles. They meet an ill-behaved skull kid that needs a serious boot bonus new for being so mean and destructive. And then they find a soul-draining puzzle that somehow as will peacefully await his rests, the Master Sword. A blade wielded before to defy evil now falls to this hero. Drawing close, it stirs the sword, as though the blade itself were alive. Light cascades all around him, and then within, the chosen hero has found his blade, and it will walk through all the darkness of Twilight's curse within him, finally returning to his true form. Never having completed himself again, he is now whole and blade.
Come on. About 10 more hours and you got this.
She asks him if they can go track down that mirror of Twilight together. It's somewhere in Hyrule, but she's not entirely sure where. She could Link knows almost nothing about this mirror, but he did make the acquaintance of a woman that was dedicated to such studies. Helma, back at Hyrule City. She did invite him to drop by and join them, so why not take her up on the offer and see what they know about the mirror? The city is absolutely bustling and around. The streets are
Nice.
people. More people than Link has ever been around before. He sticks out that sore thumb, but people really don't pay him any mind. Tells bar, pay the group a visit, and inside, Telma gives him a hearty welcome and tells him to go make the acquaintance of his new cohorts in the back of the bar. He meets Shad, a book-smart seeker of knowledge, who's always eager to tell a tale. Asha, an explorer and the daughter of a battle-hardened knight who passed on his combat skills to her. And, well, that kind of looks like Russell, doesn't it? He doesn't say anything, but gives Link a coy little smile when he runs up to introduce himself.
So I think
Like Papa said, he's studying the desert. He assumes that we can come to inquire about the weird events taking place there, but he has no idea what this older man is talking about. Aru knows that the Garuda Desert holds a prison that once housed the worst criminals of the land, and that a mirror exists there that banished them from this realm, though he calls their destination the underworld rather than the Twilight Realm. That means it's one of curses and malice. His soul and his mind them to live there.
good.
Aru walks through the fire to prevent the cannon fire. He gives and then to fire. The weird passage to
My part.
well, it works. Can't be choosy here. Fire and Aru had a history. Aru saved Fire's lifelines, and now Fire will honor any request that Aru sends to him, even this. So he changes the settings on his cannon, loads Link in, and aims for the Gerudo Desert. Thankfully, we've got really good aim with that thing. He shoots Link straight towards the desert, where he safely lands atop a mound of sand. Surprisingly hard. One of Link's hidden talents must be the ability to bounce. Before they begin their trek, Midna discloses some of her people's history to Link, and how the Mirror of Twilight connects them. Her ancestors were the interlopers that were banished from Hyrule through that mirror, as a punishment for their terrible deeds and desires. Though it's
Perfect.
the underworld on the other side. The Twilight Realm is the antithesis of Hyrule, and Midna is part of it. By all rights, they should be enemies, but her people did not become violent, malicious beings. They're quite gentle in the Twilight. It wasn't until Dan's lust for power began that things really went so terribly wrong. She doesn't know what's got this great power that he now wields, but it's clearly not the power of her father. She cannot return home without that power, because Dan resides within the Twilight Realm still. They have to find it to reach him. Now Link understands a bit more about his friend, and the importance of what they're pursuing.
That's not it.
There are wild things here that are hostile towards him, and a tribe of Goblins that attack on sight. They stand a chance of luck that he can come back to us in Aru mentioned, but a tribe of things isn't feeling difficult.
Dry leaf, Chris. Oh, robe.
Has fallen.
Nice. That's so nice. The dry leaf armor.
Running away. His place is falling apart.
Why is that so nice? Well, because we have the dry leaf weapon.
The paths are locked down, so the last was out, meant to keep people from getting into the
This is so cool.
place.